I am Andrea Urmanita. I'm an architect with KFA Architecture, and I'm involved in multifamily housing in Los Angeles, and I want to talk about affordable housing and how to build more of it. The latest county homelessness count this year counted 59,000 homeless individuals in LA County. And I want to note that the numbers that we're seeing on the street is only the tip of the iceberg. Because, as you'll see on the next slide, 600,000 sheltered Angelenos spend 90% of their income on rent alone. And that's a staggering number. And it shows that many Angelenos are just one emergency away from experiencing homelessness. And so an annual report by the county estimated 517 units of affordable housing needed to meet this affordability cost. And KFA is committed to meeting this need and trying their hardest. So KFA historically has been housing focused, most notably around the loft conversion downtown in the early 2000s. And currently we have 8,100 units in the pipeline, and of those, 2,200 are affordable. And so, still as a county, we're well below targets and we're moving at a glacial pace. And between neighbor pushback and plan check and CA inefficiencies, how can we as an industry look at some of these bottlenecks and identify them and find ways to speed up the process? But I think that political will and a overwhelming public support is needed to acknowledge this housing shortage as a true crisis. And Abundant Housing LA is one organization that is pushing the conversation and getting people to talk about, support vocally for projects in their neighborhood. And Everyone In is another organization that is pushing for affordable housing neighborhood by neighborhood. And they have workshops that teach residents to be effective speakers at neighborhood council meetings and public hearings, and are pushing political leaders to build more housing in their districts. And so I went to an event that has formerly homeless individuals tell their stories to illustrate the housing pressures that exist in LA. And for these individuals, housing is something that's allowing them to focus on the more important parts of their lives instead of the weight of finding your meal or the next meal or a safe place to stay. And so I encourage today's audience to get connected, attend some of these workshops that Everyone LA is hosting. There's an orientation call this Friday for anybody who's interested. And bug your politicians, and I urge you to think about this notion of YIMBY and to embrace it, or at the very least to explore it, because there are plenty of squares to spare in this scenario. And we have all the necessary resources and funding now more than ever to get our homeless neighbors off the streets.